Was it hard for you to cut off the women? Because it was kind of cold turkey, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Was it hard? No.
No?
Nope.
Not at all?
Probably hard for them.
Now, watch her answer.
Are you going to cut off all of your male friends once you become a wife?
No. But the ones that I'm not cutting off, he already knows.
I've done content on the It's Giving platform up here in the past. Matter of fact, let me just bring it up on the screen right now so we can ensure that we're having the exact same conversation. The It's Giving podcast is hosted by the young lady to the right. Her name is Sarah. Now, Sarah just recently announced that she got engaged. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up. All right. Congratulations. But she got engaged to the brother on the left who goes by Brock. Now, I actually met Brock previously. Now, when I say meet, we just dapped up. No conversation. But I remember him because the event that I was at, he owned the home. And it's one of these homes that you walked into and you just like, damn, son. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay. Now, the majority of Sarah's talking points come from the perspective of pro-man, pro-accountability, masculinity is king, right? All of these different things. But she was recently under scrutiny because within all of that, she also admitted that she has an income requirement, one of which that is large, right? More than hers to ensure that she can keep up with a particular lifestyle. Nevertheless, throughout all of that, she's met a man with that income requirement and he has inevitably got up on bended knee. But for some reason, she brought him up here to the platform to have a lengthy conversation, right? An hour and 40 minutes. And you're listening to how they met, right? The reason that they chose each other. And then they get into a conversation about why he chose her, even though she's over the age of 35. I believe that she's 37 years old. And I'm left here scratching my head at the decision to do this, right? To have him speak long form. And I don't know if it's his first time behind the mic or what have you, but I don't think that it resonated how she thought it was going to resonate for her brand. So listen, I'm going to go over that conversation about, is she cooked and why he chose her. But let's first get into a couple of points of why they chose each other. By the way, they named this from friend to fiance, meaning that somebody was in somebody's friend zone, or maybe both of them were in each other's friends. I don't know. But let's just listen.
Okay. All right. So what made me stand out from the rest of the ladies you dated?
Well, first thing, like I said, it's a prototype of a wife in my head.
Okay, what is that?
It's like, I got friends, I got my homies and group chats. Like, we all have this idea.
It's like a man thing.
It's a man thing. Like, a wife when you see one. Like, if you're in a grocery store, you in the gym.
Kenny, do you agree? Okay.
I don't.
Like, you're not a wife yet, but the prototype of a wife, the qualities of a wife, you can see that from a mile away by just looking at a woman.
Okay.
Initial.
And so I always had that feeling towards you that, okay, that's a wife. And like I said, that's why I didn't choose to prematurely pursue you.
Okay.
Because when you're not ready for something,
you'll fumble it.
And then you mishandle something earlier, you might not ever get that chance again, or that trust is broken back then, you might as well stay in the friend zone or whatever the case is. So
now, I understand what he's saying is that there's a look. Now, what I will say is that if she has the image of a 304, you automatically remove them from the marriage discussion. But I can't say that there is a look of a wife, meaning that in the grocery store, at the gym, like he said, I can look and say that is a wife based off of her image, right? Because marriage is about obligation. There is nothing from someone's image that will help you understand her willingness to have an obligation towards you or how she values or respects a man. Now, he's focused on this image thing. Keep listening.
What's the question again?
Let me go back. What made me stand out from other women?
Yeah, it's just seeing women out in public, it ain't a whole lot of wives out there.
Mm-hmm.
So
He right.
automatically you stood out that way.
Okay.
And, just me looking at my life and how I've built myself up, I've always had an idea of what I want my life to look like.
Okay.
And, you definitely fit that description. And, you're a
look
rare
like.
breed. So, even breeding, I thought about that. I was just like, we probably had some nice kids. We've had some good looking kids. And then so all of that come into play when you thinking about the woman you want to ask to be your wife. Like, so you hit all those boxes.
Okay. You want to ask me any question about that or no? Should I just continue?
No. You can tell me why you think.
You got to ask me the question directly.
Okay, so how did you know I was the one?
Okay. I'm a bit concerned, right? There's no focus on her qualities, her femininity, how she speaks about you, how she uplifts and supports you. It's about an image. It's almost like it's a look, right? He likens how you look in a supermarket or a gym, but not necessarily the qualities around respect of men or obligation. And in fact, he talks about the look of the kids, or which then entails the look of her. And my G's, please understand me. Do not prioritize the look of her over what it is that she brings to the proverbial table. Now, I'm not saying in their situation she don't bring anything. What I am saying is that if your mind first goes to what she looks like and not the content of her character, then you may need to readjust your priority, because how many of us have fallen for some supple titties and a fat ass? I mean, I hate to be that crude, right? But how many of us have given up, have ignored red flags because of the symmetry, the aesthetic symmetry within her face? All right? To be a relationship podcast and your now fiance, that's his answer. It just doesn't, it's like you just want, you know what I'm saying? Am I tripping? Chat, y'all let me know if I'm tripping or not. But let's listen to her response.
Can I tell a real answer?
Give it to me.
Okay, my real answer is because obviously I've said before 1,000 times I have a fear of commitment. And I feel like we have been friends, but we've always had chemistry and we've always had energy. And it's like I felt like I hated that I loved you. And I've actually had that conversation. Anissa knows, like I've had that conversation
you was gonna say that.
with a lot of people. Like I hated that I loved you because I knew that you weren't ready.
Okay.
But I loved you. And it was like, okay, well, he could just be my friend. So you were actually in my back pocket too, for the record. But why did I choose you? Because I feel like you have seen every version of me. Jesus, I might need Q-tips.
Do I need to go?
I need a napkin. I feel like, real talk, I'm not going to cry.
Oh.
I might cry because I'm a cry baby. No, I just need a napkin.
Is
please.
Q-tips a girl's trick for getting tears out? No.
I feel like you've seen every version of me, like the worst versions of me. And you've always still, yep, come on in. Thank you.
Love you, Sarah.
I love you too. You've always still like been there and like chose me and reinforced and like encouraged and uplifted and whatever it may have been, because I feel like for me, I'm the kind of person that I don't have bad days often, but when I do, I'm really heavy. And even when I've gone through, like, when I was traveling and shit was hitting the fan, or when like any of the things that were happening, you've always been like a place of solace for me. And the fact that I could literally talk to you about anything and you've never judged me, you've never wronged me, you've never tried to shape me. I just trust you. I think that we're obviously learning this new version of us, but I chose you because in my past, I've always just powerfully chosen. And I'm like, I can build the love. Love is easy. Love is great. And then I get in those relationships and it's like, okay, I'm choosing this person, but then over time, it's like, I don't want to be with this person. And with you, I powerfully chose you and I already love you. So I feel like...
All right, let me just pause it right there. So you'll see the difference is that she's more character focused there than he is. But due to some of her prior statements, I can't help but think that, remember how she said powerfully chosen, right? That she'll sacrifice other qualities that maybe she wanted as long as the guy has that certain point in her finances that she deems admissible.
What's more important, If a man matches your income or he truly loves, respects, and is faithful to you,
Both.
you have to.
I'm not choosing. Both. I want a man. Now, this is the
She
thing.
don't play by the rules.
I don't. He knows that.
She doesn't. I be trying to make Sarah pick one. I know that she's gonna say both, but
Both.
I'm trying to.
This is the thing, though. It doesn't always like when you do well as a woman, sometimes your man's income might fall lower than yours, and that's okay. And him, my income might never be to where his is at, right? So the truth is, there's seasons inside of success. And I think that we need to understand that it's never just a level of your income is always going to be right here. That's not realistic, especially if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur. Business is not always going upward. It's up and down, hopefully in an upward trajectory. And because I actually own businesses and I do business, I understand the difference between a season and commitment. I know that if Brock were to ever fall below, at least I think, if you ever fell below my income.
You got me?
Oh, of course. But I also think that we would build it back up. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. Can I go to the next question?
I would add that I feel like us being together I could get it back faster. If I just lost it all. It took me, almost 37 years to get to where I'm at. With us being together, we definitely could rebuild it, 10 times faster.
As I watch this, my question is why do you want him on the content, right? Is this to help others in getting a high value man? Or is this more to show the public that you were successful in doing it? And it's more like a demonstration of ego. The young brother looks like a deer in headlight. And maybe it's because he's not used to doing content. It could just be that. But he looks like a deer in headlights. And he's just like, she begged him to come on and do the content, and he was like, oh, God damn it. And he finally decided. What I also find interesting is, let me back this up, is that it looks like they have their own couples page now. Now, my assumption is that, and I could be wrong, that this is her decision and not his, or it could just be a group decision, but yet driven by her, because I believe he's in like trucking or supply chain or something like that. It's not something that the internet being a public figure necessitates. But putting private business or information out there prior to the marriage, remind you, they're just engaged, right? So you're like a super girlfriend. But putting it on there, it enables or gives the opportunity to initiate public scrutiny. And I just hope, because I want to see families together, is that them putting this up here in this fashion doesn't then cause more issues, more consternation within the engagement time than need be. We've seen time and time again, public figures come out with their relationships for content, and then we see it crash and burn later on, mostly driven by thoughts, opinions, and perceptions of that content. Now, in this section, she asked, was it hard for him to cut off all of the other women in his stable?
Well, I'm going to call it that.
Was it hard for you to cut off the women? Because it was kind of cold turkey, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Was it hard? No.
No?
Nope.
Not at all?
Probably hard for them.
Now, I find it so interesting because she was asked the same question later on regarding male friends. Now, watch her answer.
Are you going to cut off all of your male friends once you become a wife?
No. But the ones that I'm not cutting off, he already knows. Like, Ty is a mutual friend of ours.
Okay. I know Ty. Ty's cool people.
Yeah. Or like my friend AD, we're already all like circled in. And to be honest, what I'm really grateful for is there's a lot of very successful, affluent men that are now going through him to talk to me. I just feel like the level of respect is so high. Do you feel that way?
Yeah.
It's been really, really great to see that like people value me in a way where they're bringing in my husband, future husband into the equation, because I won't do one-on-one anymore.
Twice, my brother.
Especially with certain people, it's just inappropriate. Why?
Right.
As a wife,
If you need
hell
help.
no. As a fiance, as a girlfriend, hell no. Well, no, not as a girlfriend. Maybe as a girlfriend, but not as a fiance is a glorified girlfriend. Anyway.
Okay. I'll let you guys leave that up to your interpretation down in the comment box down below. Anyway, let's get to the reason I brought you here today.
But this is what I will say, because technically, according to the internet, I'm cooked. I'm above 35. I've never been married.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have children, which says I'm a red flag. Why would you, a man that has all of these options, a lot of the options, also indulged in some options, why would you choose a woman that is 37 instead of a woman that is 27? Is that a good question?
That's an amazing question.
Great.
That is a good question. It's a good one. Whoever wrote that one. Why would I? You got, well,
God damn it. You didn't prep up. Sarah, this your platform. You gotta give him the questions beforehand. You leaving my bro out there like that. Now, this is the reality, right? Like this is the reality of the situation within relationships. And it's kind of like there's the business side of me that is like, prep the young boy. Right. And then there's the reality side of it, which is there's no benefit, right? So there's an equation there, right? Now, just because you've never been married and you don't have kids, that doesn't make you a cooked option. According to the Paul Pierce's, 35 plus makes you cooked, right? Nevertheless, I do think it is a difficult enough question that should elicit some thought and preparation beforehand. And he's stuck in this odd place of having to give you the truth while also protecting your ego, while also protecting the business.
why would I? You got, well, just saying an age is one thing. It's who's the age attached to. You know, this age that we talked about, 37, is attached to Sarah. Like, it ain't too many of you at any age. So wherever you can get her at, you better take her. I just so happy to get you at 37. I would have took you at 27. I would have took you at, whenever I can get you. But
Which would
at
you
the same
prefer?
time, now that I have you at 37, the benefits of that, I would say you are wise.
Thank you.
You are, like, we talk about a lot of stuff, not just business wise, just, different experiences that you've had that maybe I haven't had and you can tell me about, or you really know yourself now. Like, I would never go for this, or I've already tried this before and I know I would never do that. So you know yourself so well, and the experiences that you coming with are like super valuable.
But why wouldn't you want a young woman who is malleable? Like who you can form into whatever it is that you want?
Good follow-up, Sarah.
Why would you want a woman that's technically cooked?
She
Is there value in a woman that's cooked?
applying the
Yeah,
pressure.
the value in your experience, the value in your connections, yeah, there's a lot of value in you.
Okay. Well, why not someone that's 27?
Well,
Don't they have value? Can't they have the same connections?
Connections take time, so and it's pros and cons with both, to be honest.
Tell me the cons.
The
for
cons
us.
with a 27-year-old.
For both.
Oh,
Let's do 37.
Okay.
The cons in a 37-year-old.
okay. Watch them work.
Not necessarily you, but just a 37-year-old. You could be broken. Like I said, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about just a
Why
37-year-old.
would a 37-year-old be broken?
She could have been broken. She's been through so many heartbreaks. The guys that have done her wrong, she could be.
more baggage, less moldable.
Touche. Okay,
Let's
do the
teach her.
healing. What if she's not broken? I don't know.
Well, if she's not broken,
I feel like a 27-year-old is more likely to be broken than a 37-year-old.
why?
Because a 27-year-old is still figuring themselves out. A 37-year-old, we know who we are. We're not getting broken anymore. I think,
I
as a
beg to
woman.
differ. I think a 27-year-old or 25-year-old, like, they haven't seen everything yet. They haven't experienced everything yet. So they don't think the world is, so dark. Because
Rose-colored glasses, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, right? ill-experienced to the reality of human nature.
They haven't, had their heart broken as many times, or whatever the case is. And, they probably have a easier outlook on what a man would do for them, or what a man, does he really love me? I think
Less requirements, less body count, less
when
babies.
you're older, sometimes you bring a lot of baggage.
Like what, kids?
I mean, kids is big, or just baggage as in just past traumas.
You don't feel like young women have past traumas?
They just don't have as many because they hadn't lived as long.
So what's their cons for young women?
A younger woman just being naive, being not as stable in life.
It kind of sounds like a 27-year-old is better. Because what I'm hearing, and y'all tell me if I'm crazy. I mean, I know you're not talking about me in particular, but it sounds like more older women come with baggage. They come with more trauma. Yes, they might have more stability, but that's not really something that men are seeking. And it sounds like younger women are more naive, which means they're probably more fun, which means they probably aren't so set inside of who they are, and they have more time to give you children.
All good points.
Right. So why would you choose me?
Right.
Let's take it out of general and make it into you and I, a 37-year-old over a 25-year-old.
Because it's you, Sarah.
No.
Nope.
I want to know.
Don't let them get
What I'm
off.
saying. The age has nothing to do with it. I'm choosing Sarah. Like, I have to get you where I met you at.
Okay.
Okay, so for a woman, okay, so give me qualities of a me for women to say, okay, this is what I get to work on, so that whether you're 27 or 37, a man like you that has a ton of options, and women literally do everything for you for nothing from you, which is crazy to me. How do they bag that man? Does that question make sense? Like,
It does make sense. This is a private conversation that is now being brought out. Now, I salute them for their bravery to be able to talk about this, right, and be subject to the comments based off of the interaction, right, and the reasons. The benefit of her being more experienced at 37 does not override the con of her being inexperienced at 27. But the poor brother has been put into an odd podcast conversation where it's about his future as well as his decision, while obviously being uncomfortable as hell speaking about this, right?
a useful question?
Can you reword it maybe?
Like, because the internet is weaponizing age, and it's weaponizing singleness, and it's making women that are older feel like Paul Pierce says we're cooked, right? Once we hit 35, really 33, or really 30. Once we hit 30, we're cooked. Our eggs are dried up. We're no good. Nobody wants us anymore, right? So why have you now, a man that has options? You have money. You have a huge house. You have investments. You're handsome. You're 6'7" 3/4. You got a lot of. You surpassed the 4 6s, all of them, and there's way more than that, right? So why would you or someone like you that has options choose to lock in with someone that is older?
So I'm just gonna reword it a little bit. I'm choosing to lock in with Sarah, right?
Okay.
And what do you do for me? What makes me choose you over anybody else?
Yes.
It's the way you make me feel, like when we together. Just how rare you are, even though the age, having no kids, the life lessons, that you've demonstrated to me just, in the time that we've been together. I just know that with us together, like how stronger I'm going to become because of you. Like the motivation, like the push I feel you so happy and jolly that, it just automatically like transitions to me. Like, so, you know, you say it all the time, like I'm a grumpy, whatever. Like you wake up and you like,
grumpy.
hello, and all of this, and you know, and that automatically like transitions to me, and it makes me feel in a better place. Like, so it's a lot of, you know, intangible things that I can't even just articulate like
We'll
that. but
try for the women
I'm
at
trying.
home.
Okay.
Because
Here's the thing is that I think her doing this is, you know, if she has a majority women audience, she's trying to help them understand, you know, that for a man, age matters, right? For a man, your look matters. For a man, your modesty or your purity matters. I think that's what she's trying to do, but it also comes off as, you know, you wanting points to satisfy your ego or to demonstrate that, yeah, one of them guys picked me. And again, she's the one with experience behind the camera, and as well as the sentiment from the internet. I don't think that he is. Hopefully they've done enough discussions behind scenes for the preparation of what was, you know, what's going to come, which somehow I doubt, because it doesn't even sound like he was prepped for the particular questions that the assistant was giving out. Could some of it be podcast stage fright? Maybe. I mean, this is like an hour and 15 minutes into the conversation. Should have warmed up already. Anyway, we've only gone over a couple of quick clips. I'll leave a link to this full thing down in the description box down below. What do you guys think about this interaction, right? I, again, find it very interesting that those in the relationship space that choose to go public regarding a relationship, how it is that the dynamic is between them together, right? And how much of that is indicative of the things that they say within the platform. I want to know what you guys think down in the comment box down below. Did you notice anything else in the conversation that I did not pick up on? Let me know that as well. But I thank everybody for joining me here today. And again, congratulations to them. MT Army, MTRs, drop them comments down below. I want to see what you guys think about this. And if anything, I will see you soon. Until next time. Peace.
So, without further ado, MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound with his MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.